So I'd stopped watching shows in a long time because I started focusing on just knowledge, and facing my shadows and healing childhood trauma and all the good stuff, basically. And last night I decided, you know what, I need a break from this seeking knowledge because it's just consuming my mind non-stop. So I decided to watch the show Supercell on Netflix, and it was so good. But still, even when I watch stuff, I look at it with the lens of they're telling me the truth within these shows. So I'm not going to give away the entire show, but basically the basis of it is that these people have sickle cell, and their kids end up, the kids of the people who have sickle cell end up having superpowers. So the government is trying to catch these people with the superpowers. This relates back to our reality that clearly the government had been doing experiments on people, kidnapping people and doing experiments on people, or people have had psychic abilities or other telekinesis and other abilities, and they've taken those kids in and tested on them and developed their powers and added more stuff and changed their DNA. Like the government has so many secret programs where they test on people, harvest people's organs. Even that other movie that came out, I forgot what it was called, where it was animals mixed with humans. They do all this stuff to mess with people's DNA just to see what it could be. Just like testing on rats, but they go the extreme. Cloning, they tested that a long time ago before they actually exposed it to the world that they cloned that lamb named Mary, I think it was. So my point about these superpowers, it just shows you that our DNA can be changed, manipulated, altered to have whatever ability we can. Super abilities, anything. Vision, enhancing our vision, anything, our DNA can be changed. And it also shows you that the DNA is a material thing. That's why it can be changed. And also that when we came into this incarnation, our powers that are in our DNA were turned off. I don't know why they were turned off, maybe to not give us the ability to overpower the Anunnaki, but we had these abilities to fly, to telekinesis, extreme strength. We had all these powers within us. It's just that our DNA has been turned off and we can't access those powers. That's why meditation, tapping in, out-of-body experiences, all of these things can get us closer. So this is why I say focus on developing your soul, reading in between the lines when you read information, and also when you watch TV shows. Figure it out, look deeper. What is the meaning behind everything? What is the message that they're trying to tell you? Because there is a bigger picture to everything. And even Egypt, a lot of things date back to Egypt. That's when things happened. That's when things started to change. Like I'm pretty sure Atlantis existed, and that's when a lot of things happened as well, where they started to wipe people's memories, people started to lose their abilities. I think they had spacecrafts, like all of these things. They hit our technology that we already created because that was advanced civilization, and they had powers. And either that Atlantis existed on this Earth plane or existed on Tiamat, the planet, like the actual real planet, and Atlantis was already advanced civilization. They basically just destroyed Atlantis, destroyed that civilization, wiped them off the face of the earth, wiped them out of the history books because they were an advanced civilization and they could have been in competition with God, and God wanted to be the ruler of all. So it's just like all of these things we have to look deeper, and some things we can't even look deeper because we don't have access to the information. It's gone. Think about it now. They tell us that movies didn't exist, certain things didn't exist. They try to wipe our memory and wipe it from the history books what the truth is. They're doing it constantly. If you haven't realized yet that the government is all about mind control and programming us from the TV shows, from the schools that we go to, but you can all break free from that if you see and you read between the lines. That's why I can watch TV shows and I'm not getting brainwashed by what they're telling me, but I'm looking for the truth that's hidden within. But school is really hard for us to send our kids and everything because they are getting programmed, they are getting indoctrinated by what they're being taught, mind control. Like entertainment, it's just a distraction. Basketball games, soccer games, all of these things that they get massive amount of people to watch and be a part of and root for and love to everything inside of them is all a distraction so that they don't focus on the truth, the knowledge. Entertainment is pleasure. So all they want us to be focused is on how to gain more and more pleasure, consumerism, pleasure. But moments pleasure, it's not lasting pleasure. Knowledge and wisdom is lasting pleasure. Knowing the truth is lasting pleasure. So when you wake up and discover the truth for yourself, what this matrix is, what this reality is, what you're trapped in, what you're being programmed, what they're using to mind control you, just focus on what they're doing. Even alcohol, most people go through a series of emotions based on how much they drink. They get belligerent, they get aggressive, they get obnoxious. Like all of these things happen depending on how much a person drinks. And then the next day, your brain feels foggy and numb. They want you to constantly consume this so that you're not thinking clearly, so you're not thinking about the bigger picture and how everything fits into place. So clean up your diet, eat healthy, remove these toxins. They don't want you to discover your soul's purpose. They want you to buy into the system, be told what to do, work these meaningless jobs that are just redundant, that have no value, that don't add anything to this consciousness, to this universe. So they program you to go to school, work this job, work 9 to 5, have your 15-minute break, have your hour lunch, and they've been programming you since school, the industrial era, to be workers, not to be thinkers. We are all meant to create in some shape or form, whether that's build, whether that's create artistically, painting, writing, music. We're all meant to create in some shape or form. Create life, create new scientists are creating new cures for diseases. All of these things we're meant to create. That's our soul's purpose. When you do something like that where you're creating, that's meaningful. That's when you feel fulfilled because you're actually making an impact on this world and humanity. So think back to what your 8-year-old self loved doing when no one told it what to do, what it did for hours and hours and hours. Think back to that and start doing that again, whether it's drawing, whether it's painting, whether it's building. Like, think back, whether it's digging the dirt, gardening. Think back to what you really enjoy doing and go back to creating. Once we all start creating, seeking spiritual awareness, seeking knowledge, understanding the universal laws, we'll all get to a better place and operate a higher frequency and start to operate from love, because love is the only thing that's going to heal this world. We need to get rid of our irritation, our annoyance, just even small stuff. We get so annoyed if someone cuts us off. We get so annoyed if someone goes in front of us. Like, we're constantly getting annoyed over things that don't matter, the small things in life. And then it bothers us and we think about it for hours after. Like, why? Why are we letting those things get to us? Because of the fact that we're not operating from a place of love. We don't have self-love and we don't know what we want to do, and we're just been doing what we've been told for so long. We're so afraid of rejection. We're so afraid of not being accepted, instead of being our authentic selves and not caring who accepts us or not, because we're true to ourselves. If they don't accept us, bye-bye. That's it. What are you going to do? You're going to keep being fake and wearing this mask when it's so much work to put on every day, when being yourself just feels free and you end up being way more happier and having self-love for yourself? Do that. It'll heal you. I'm really grateful. From young, I always had this mentality where I just did what I felt. I just did everything and I let my emotions dictate what I felt like doing. And that's why I was considered a problem child, because I just did what I felt, when I wanted, what I wanted. And I didn't really care about other people's opinions and what they thought, if they accepted it or not. And I'm grateful because I hadn't had to deal with that dilemma. That's where my confidence comes in, because I just haven't cared what people thought. I've always done what felt right to me. So I wish you all luck. I really hope that you can get to that place where you let your mask fall and you be authentic, because that's when you'll feel self-love, inner love, and you'll be able to give love to everyone else. Then you'll vibrate at a higher frequency. Then we'll raise the frequency of this earth, and we'll all work together to do it. If we all be authentic, we'll gain love in our hearts, and then we'll start to love each other, accept each other, and be one. That's all. We're from Source. We are one with Source. Now we need to be a collective that is one.